Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back to Lily Holmes Stadium for the round 2 clash between Blacktown City FC and Sydney United 58 FC. Today's starting lineups are as follows. Firstly, to the visitors, Sydney United 58, number 3, Jordan Roberts, number 5, Anthony Tomilik, number 6 and captain Peter Markovic, number 8, Matthew Sim, number 9, and to welcome back to him, Patrick Antelmi, number 11, Yanni Petkatis, number 13, Sam Perry, number 15, Tarek Mayer, number 20, Christian Gonzalez, number 21, and in goals, Thomas Manos, and rounding out the first 11 for Sydney United 58, number 22, Yanni Frajogiannis. The substitutes for Sydney United 58 are as follows. Number 1 and reserve keeper Daniel Sadaka. We'll just have a moment's silence here for all those who have lost their lives in Christchurch. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. As we go back to the bench for Sydney United 58, reserve goalkeeper number 1, Daniel Sadaka, number 4, Adrian Vlastelica, number 14, Nicholas Stavroulakis, number 19, Josh McDonald, and number 2, Joshua De Rossi. Of course, Sydney United 58 is coached by Miro Vlastelica. Now to the home side, Blacktown City FC in goals, number 1, Tristan Prendergast, number 4, Yanni Spirakis, number 5, Grant Lynch, number 6 and captain Matt Lewis, number 7, Devontae Clute, number 8, Daniel Arujo, number 9, Joey Gibbs, number 11, Manny Gonzalez, number 21, William Much, number 22, Leroy Jennings, and rounding out the first 11 for Blacktown City, number 24, Baxton Bandiera. The substitutes for Blacktown City, number 3, Daniel Collins, number 10, James Demetriou, number 15, Mason Versey, number 19, Adam Perry, and number 20, reserve keeper Dylan Nishki. Blacktown City is coached by Mark Crittenden. Today's referees, Tim Danaskos. The assistant referees, Matt McCorist and Pete Telecki, and Nick Ryan is your 4th official. Sorry, that was Pat Telecki, the assistant referee, of course, in today's game. As we see Sydney United, they'll be kicking off today. They'll be running towards the Lily Function Centre end, whilst it's Blacktown City who'll be running towards the scoreboard end here at Lily Holmes. And it'll be Patrick Antelmi for Sydney United 58 to get his first touch of the regular season. He was, of course, suspended last week, and a much needed and welcome addition to this squad, having him up front in that number 9 role. As plays underway here at Lily Holmes Stadium, first touch there for Peter Markovic, and he looks to square the ball to his centre-back partner in Frajogiannis. He goes forward looking for Matt Sim, cut out there by Grant Lynch, helped on by Matt Lewis. Arujo now for Blacktown City FC. Nice ball into the middle of the park to Devontae Clute. Of course, he was named in the team of the week last week. They had the ball on the string here against Mount Druitt Town Rangers. And no doubt Mark Crittenden will have high aspirations for him to be heavily involved today. As the throw is taken, Blacktown City look to get the ball down on the ground. And it now falls down at the feet of Anthony Tomic. Finds Yanni Picardis, and the switcher play is on now. It's Christian Gonzalez for Sydney United. As Sam Perry to his left goes forward, cut out nicely there by William Much. And Blacktown City are away through Devontae Clute. Joey Gibbs overlapping now is Leroy Jennings for Blacktown City. Gets the ball inside the 6-yard box. So nearly finished off there by Joey Gibbs up front. A great save by Thomas Manos in the end. He rolls it out to Frajogiannis. Quite a good crowd in here at Lily Holmes Stadium today, considering the elements. Of course, Blacktown City do have a wonderful grandstand, so does keep a lot of the patrons out of the cold, wet weather that we have had here in Sydney over the last few days. As Grant Lynch now goes to the left, finding Jackson Bandiera. Of course, one of two Sydney FC players to make their way across last year in the off-season for Blacktown City, the other being William Much. So a left and right back combination there for Blacktown from Sydney FC to start the season. As Tristan Prendergast now looks to get the ball forward. Has a little too much on it. Easy balls there. Down on the ground by Christian Gonzalez. Finds Anthony Tomlich, but his pass is cut out in the centre of the park by Matt Lewis now. Going into the 3rd minute here at Lilyholme Stadium, so both sides still keeping their formations and playing some tight football at the moment, trying to feel their way into this contest. As the ball now is on the left-hand side through Leroy Jennings. A great tackle there over on the right-hand side by Fragile Giannis for Sydney United. Throw-in taken. Gibbs flicks it on. Looking once again for Jennings. Cut out nicely there by the captain, Markovic, and Sydney United look to get the ball forward now. Up towards the halfway line. A little too much on it there. The ball falls nicely for Daniel Arujo. Of course, has been a mainstay here at Sydney United for many years now. Started the season well last week in that centre of the park for Coach Crittenden. Long ball forward there by Blacktown City, a little too much on it. You won't see that too often today from Devontae Clute. His passes are quite measured, especially those balls that he likes to thread the noodle in behind so often can cause havoc for defenders. It'll be a goal kick to Sydney United now. Prendergast up over the halfway line. Headed down by Sam Perry, centre of the park now. Nicely intercepted there by Picatis. But a good tackle there by Rouge in the centre of the park. Sees Joey Gibbs fall with a ball, and off goes Leroy Jennings. Looks to cut it back. Not for the first time today, but nicely intercepted by the defence there from Sydney United as they look to get the ball up towards halfway and put some early pressure on Blacktown City. It has been played predominantly in the Sydney United half to open this contest. Thrown on the far side, taken by Jordan Roberts. And Tarek Mayer taken down there. So it'll be a free kick to be taken by Fragile Janis for Sydney United. Mayer now on ball. As Picardi square goes to him. Overlapping on the left is Christian Gonzalez. As Sam Perry near, not a lot of options on for the left back, so he goes back to where it came from. Picardis now finding Perry on the left. Does well to keep it in, stay on his feet. Tries to play it off for a corner and does so. So that'll be the first corner of the afternoon to Sydney United, and a great opportunity now for them to mount some pressure on this Blacktown defence in this set play. As we see Matt Sim track across to take the corner for Sydney United. He whips the ball in low and hard. Flicked on there nicely by Anthony Tomlich. The follow-up there. So nearly resulting in a goal. So not a lot looked like doing there from that corner kick, but a great flick on there by Anthony Tomlich almost resulted in the opening goal of the afternoon for Sydney United. Matt Lewis now. Ball forward by Spirakis. Cut out by Markovic. Gonzalez gets the ball on the ground and he finds Picardis. Mayer overlapping Jordan Roberts. Blacktown do well to get their formation back. And Gonzalez now finding Perry. Back to Gonzalez. Picardis now just looking to try and find an opening. Not a lot on offer at the moment for Sydney United. This ball is deflected into touch, and it'll be a Sydney United thrown on the far side. Tomlich now. Back to Roberts. And Tell Me, tracked across by Grant Lynch. He does well, the central defender there, to win the throw for the home side. Gibbs has Fredrick in his back. As we see Blacktown inch their way down the far touchline towards the halfway line now. Looking for a switch of play there. Was Leroy Jennings. Just didn't have the accuracy on it. In the end, a nice, easy touch there for the keeper, Manos. Fredrick now goes long down the line. Has Roberts there. It's nicely won by Jackson Bandiera. Maybe a Sydney United throw. Roberts with the throw. And Tell Me loses out there. And Jennings tries to maintain possession, but it's turned over to Sydney United now. A lot of jostling on in the middle of the park. As we see Christian Gonzalez now for Sydney United. Picardas over the top, looking for Perry, a little too much on it. And it'll be a Blacktown City goal kick. As we just into the 9th minute of this round 2 clash. Of course, the games played last night over at Seymour Shore. It was a victory to Hakoah Sydney City East over Sutherland Sharks by 1-0. So a great bounce back for Hakoah after losing their opening game against Sydney FC last week, 2-1, whilst out Marconi, Bosley Park there, Marconi having led 1-0. So come to a spirited Rockdale City Suns fight back in the second half, and they went down by 2-1. So Marconi still to register a win this season, and Rockdale claiming their first victory of the year, taking them along to 4 points. So a good start there for Paul Reed's men. There'll be a throw into Sydney United deep into the corner there. Christian Gonzalez just looking for some runners. Goes down the line for Matty Sim. Intercepted there by William Much. Ball does fall nicely though for Blacktown as Prendergast now gets it to Bandiera on the left. Long ball forward. And Roberts heads it into touch for a Blacktown throw. Quickly taken, Clute. Back to Jennings. Still Leroy Jennings for Sydney United. Tries to get the ball back to where it came from. A little too tight in there for Bandiera. And it's United through Mayer. Look to break. Matt Sim now. Helped on to the left. Sam Perry for Sydney United. Gonzalez just dinks it over the top for Sim. Needs some help from Perry there. Tries to play the 1-2 a little too tight. And nicely won back there by Blacktown City. Lynch now looks up. Doesn't see a great deal on. Tries to go long. A little too much on it for Joey Gibbs up front. And again, ball falls kindly for the keeper in Manos. Some of the early results played out here today. In the under-18s, it was a victory to Blacktown City over Sydney United 58 by 5-1. And in the under-20s, it was also a victory to the home side, Blacktown City, defeating Sydney United 58 by 4-1. As Roberts now looks to cut inside, finds Mayer. Has Arujo there. Heavy traffic still. Tarek Mayer for Sydney United. Tries to play it into Matt Sim. Little snap there by Patrick, and Tell Me quite didn't get the power on it that he would hoped. Some promising signs in that front third for Sydney United. Of course, in the other live stream games today, in about 10 minutes' time at Cromer Park, it'll be Nathan Patrick bringing all the action there between Manly United and Sydney FC. That's a 3:30 kickoff, and at 5:30 at Lambert Park, it'll be Up Your Leichhardt Tigers taking on Wollongong Wolves. Both sides, of course, first up victors, looking to go 2 from 2 to start the season. Tony Tanus is your caller out there, so don't forget to stay tuned on the Football New South Wales Facebook page and also YouTube channels. Of course, Mount Druitt Town Rangers and Sydney Olympic was washed out yesterday at Popondetta due to the inclement weather, of course, that being a grass track out there at Popondetta. As a resumption of play is here now, and it's Gonzalez with Tomalik. Nice switch of play by Anthony Tomalik, finds Fradrojanis. Ball in behind for Tarek Mayer. Has Arusha on his back. Does well, twisting and turning. Tarek Mayer tries to get the ball in behind. Matt Sim just not reading that run there. A little too much on it. A good start there by the midfielder in Mayer. Of course, coming across from Apia last season. Mid-season transfer he was. What a great acquisition he was for the Denzer Park outfit. Picardis now looking for his options. Goes to his captain in Markovic. Gonzalez over the top once again. Asking and tell me there a little too much of him. Perry does well to win it back. A solid shackle there on Gibbs from Markovic, and it'll be a Blacktown City free kick just inside Sydney United half. Spirakis now for Blacktown City. Lewis on ball. Not a great deal of pressure. United, of course, not really playing with a high line to start this game, so it's quite a condensed middle third. And great ball over the top, though, finding Jennings. Looks to cut it inside. We a corner for the home side. Spirakis and Clute looking to take the corner. Drawing out at worst a couple of defenders in Sim and Roberts. Ball is swung in near post. Cleared away unconventionally as far as Arujo. Still with Blacktown City, another opportunity to get the ball back into the mixer. Arujo, long ball in. Easily combated there by Sim. Some pressure there on Clute, but it'll be a Blacktown throw. Clute over the top. Markovic heads it down. United looking to play out now through Tomalik. Good pressure there from the 11 in Gonzalez. Just not a lot of options up in that front third at the moment for the United boys to play out there. Blacktown at the moment controlling the tempo of this game. Through Spirakis now. Rougeau finds much. Gibbs calls for it. Only as far as Markovic. Cleared away by United. And Perry gets the ball down on the ground now. Nice running behind by Matt Sim. Does have Lynch there. Plays it back to his keeper in Prendergast. Still Matt Sim with some pressure in that front third. Experienced Prendergast, nice and calm, playing it out. Rougeau, first time, finding Gibbs. Nice switch of play there, finding Much. Blacktown look to move into the United front half, which they do now through Gonzalez. Gonzalez over the top. Much still there. Easily cut out by Markovic. Well read there by Lynch. Just need a little bit more running from that middle third of United. Beautiful ball in behind. First time shot and deflected. Well, a beautiful run in behind there by Leroy Jennings. Of course, Jennings, one of the off-season signings for Blacktown City, was named in the Team of the Week last week, and he's brought that form along in this round 2 clash today here at Lily Holmes. Gibbs takes it for City. Flicked in by Clute, first time, volley. Again by Jennings. Thomas Manos there. Breathes a sigh of relief to see it go over the crossbar. Again, danger signs for the back four of Sydney United. It will be a big handful for many sides this year, Leroy Jennings. Certainly come on in the off-season from what we've seen in this opening round and a bit. United players there looking for a free kick, but referee Danaskos sees nothing untoward there.
Could the owner of a white Toyota Corolla, license number CVT 89R, red P plate, please move your vehicle as you are blocking someone in? White Toyota Corolla, license number CVT 89R, red P plate, please move your vehicle as you are blocking someone in.
Rougeau now goes over to the left. First time pass by Bendiera, not finding the mark, and it's United now through Sam Perry. An ambitious ball by him there. Here's a cut out by Sparakis, and it's a Rougeau now for Blacktown City. Bandiera steaming there, but nicely cut out by Mayer. Tarek Mayer gets the ball in behind for Patrick Antelmi. Too much on it, though. A little heavy, that touch. Prendergast does well to come off his line and scoop it up. Well, a great opportunity there by Sydney United. Mayer with the ball had Sim right. Antelmi left, unfortunately, for Sydney United. A little heavy, that pass. May have well resulted in the opening goal. Sim now. And Telmi looks up, hasn't a lot on, so he goes to his left, finding Perry. Gonzalez overlapping. Tomlik now. Switcher play from him. Looking for Jordan Roberts. First time touch. Nice by Roberts. Looks to get it in for Antelmi. Just a heavy cross there. And it'll be a Blacktown City goal kick. Of course, both sides next week. Blacktown City on Sunday travel away to Sydney Olympic. That's a 3 o'clock kick-off. So a big clash there, especially with Olympic having this weekend off due to their postponement of their game. Whilst next Sunday, Sydney United host Wollongong Wolves at 4 p.m. at Adenza Park. So if you can't get out to the game, certainly tune into the live streams through the NPL New South Wales Facebook page and YouTube channels on Facebook this week. Prendergast. Not a great deal on. Just goes back to where it came from in Sparakis. Just enough pressure for Sparakis to change his mind. And I'm just happy to keep their composure, not press too high, open themselves up. A nice ball over the top there, finding Bandiera. Bandiera goes to cut it inside. Deflected to Roberts. Roberts does well, stays on his feet, and it's United now through Jordan Roberts. Goes inside, too much on it though, cut out by Clute. Sparakis now finding Gonzalez. Back to Sparakis, cuts it square, looking for Gibbs. A timely interception there by Picardis for Sydney United. Of course, Gonzalez on Gonzalez today. You won't see that too often during the year. You may get the odd Smith versus Smith, but certainly not Gonzalez on Gonzalez. Square ball in the middle now. And Picarda searching ball forward, but easily cut out by William Much. Just Gonzalez overruns it there. A little casual there was the number 9 in Antelmi. So hands possession back to Blacktown City now through their captain in Matty Lewis. Searching ball forward over the top, looking for Leroy Jennings. Certainly not a lot of room for error there. And concedes the throw to Sydney United. Bandiera goes back to Spirakis. Clute pressured there by Perry, almost nicks it off him, but goes square to Much. Devontae Clute now. Gonzalez. Much continues with a run. Oh, nice interception there by Christian Gonzalez. Forcing United. They looked to turn defence into attack now through Anthony Tomalik. Just settling it down at the moment. Fraja Janis. Back to Tomalik. Tariq May gets caught out there by Leroy Jennings, and it's Jennings for Blacktown City steaming towards the 18-yard box. Oh, great tackle there by Fragile Janis. Holds him up enough for the troops to come back. And away they go now through Mayer. And Antelmi now has Lynch in his back. Still Patrick Antelmi working hard for possession and maintains it. Well done there by the number 9. Fragile Janis forward for Sim. Now over the top. He's onside. Matty Sim for Sydney United. Grant Lynch does well to come back and get possession back for the home side. We've done well there, Matty Sim, to stay on side, but Grant Lynch with all his experience. As we see now, Blacktown City. Good jostling there for possession. Manny Gonzalez goes down, but nothing in it, says referee Damascus. Just like that, though, we know Blacktown City over the years have been a great side in transition, often waiting for sides to make mistakes and pounce on the counter, and they almost done it there through Gonzalez. Lewis working hard in the centre of the park there, concedes the throw. Roberts goes back to Fragile Janis. Captain Markovic switches play, just not reading it. Was the left back there in Gonzalez. Throw taken by William Much for Blacktown City. Lewis to Lynch. As Bandiera on his left goes forward looking for Gibbs. Joey Gibbs now looking for support. He has it in Jennings. Jennings on his right has a shot from distance, just over. Again, that man, Leroy Jennings, in the thick of action here. This opening 25 minutes and change here at Lily Holmes Stadium. Manos, to his credit, did have good position and had it covered. Certainly made him nervous for a moment or two, though, Leroy Jennings. Manos pumps it long, looking for the flick on. He gets it, not from a United player. But Gonzalez concedes the throw. Perry now has Antelmi short. Hands the ball over to Gonzalez. That's Christian for Sydney United. Goes down the line for Antelmi. Look to flick it on. Hands there by Antelmi. Concedes the free kick to Blacktown City. We'll certainly keep you up to date with all the latest scores at Cromer Park throughout the afternoon whilst we're on air. Of course, Manly United taking on Sydney FC. Sydney FC, a first up victory last week over Hakoah. By 2-1. Manly losing down in Wollongong by 2-1. So Manly hoping for a bounce back victory today at home in front of their perennial fans. Sydney FC, can they go 2 on the bounce? Would be a great start for them if they could. Markovic now. Again, not a lot on, so goes back to his keeper in Manos. Fragile Janis. Sim comes back looking to get involved. Finds Picardas. Overlapping run is Gonzalez. Just can't keep it in. Of course, while we're on the synthetic out here at Lily Holmes today, it is still heavy underfoot. So that first step or two, they just can't get the traction they'd normally get on a dry track. Normally see Gonzalez keep that in, but just a little heavy was the pass for him. Arujo turns. Sim tracks. Tries to get the ball back for United. First time pass by William Much, and it's Much away. Down the right. Beautiful play there by William Much. Cuts inside. As available is Manny Gonzalez, but cleared to safety by Picardas for Sydney United. A great run there by William Much. Just didn't have a lot on in that box in terms of movement for him. He did well to beat Roberts though and get the pass in. Spirakas looking for Bandiera. Cut out by Roberts. But it'll still fall nicely for Blacktown City through Arujo and Clute now. Bandiera puts his hand up for it. Goes short to Gibbs. Oh, well won there by the skipper in Markovic. Perry slows it down to a walk for United. Janis goes right to Roberts. Little telegraph was that pass for Sim. Ultimately finds its way back there. It's Arujo now for Blacktown City. Loses out in the centre of the park. So United look to build again from the left. And through Gonzalez. Just over 29 minutes played here at Lily Holmes Stadium. Still 0-0 between Blacktown Sydney and Sydney United 58 FC. Headed on there by Picardas. Perry now. Has Antelmi short. Tries to thread it. A little too ambitious there. Still with United. Perry now. Referee's assistant sees a offside there. So it will be a free kick to the home side. Lynch. Has Bandiera in the middle of the field. Joey Gibbs. Bandiera is still going through. It's Leroy Jennings now, though. Nicely done there by Manos, sorry. Maya trying to help out. He's number 9 in Antelmi. It's United still now through Perry. Has Much in front of him. Goes inside. Can he thread the needle to Gonzalez? He tries to. The run there from Christian Gonzalez. He'd given up hope of the return pass. In the end, it's Blacktown City. Goal kick taken quickly, and it's Spirakas now. There's certainly been an opening half an hour where we haven't seen a great deal of opportunities from either side. You just sense that today it will be a game where there'll be minimal chances. So that first goal will be Worth gold to the side that scores it. Bandiera now has to go back to Lynch. Searching pass forward, looking for much. Hasn't given up hope on the ball. Just too much on it though, little overhit. Be throw to United to be taken by Christian Gonzalez. Goes down the line, looking for Antelmi. Bounces over him. Easily dealt with there by Spirakis. Bandiera is forced to play it back to his keeper in Prendergast. Jennings now. Shoved in the back there by Roberts. It'll be a free kick. To Blacktown City, good opportunity for them to put some pressure again on this back four of Sydney United. They go short though. And it's Lynch. Switches play. Finding much. Lynch back to Spirakis. Not a lot of movement off the ball. United just happy to keep their lines. Make them play out. Lewis now. Rougeau first time finding much. A little bit of movement off the ball by Blacktown City. Gibbs tracking back, trying to get involved. It falls nicely though for Joey Gibbs. Joey Gibbs goes left, finding Sim. Rougeau now. To Devontae Clute. Not a lot on, so he squares it up for Lynch. Bandiera now for the home side. Swings it in. Far post ball. Little too much on it. Overcooked it was in the end. And it'll be a Sydney United goal kick. Of course, for all our regular people who tune in through the NPL New South Wales Facebook page and Football New South Wales YouTube channels, welcome, and also to our new viewers. Hope you're enjoying the telecast here today out at Seven Hills. Of course, there's also another live stream game on at the moment over at Cromer Park between Manly and Sydney FC. And the standalone fixture today at Lambert Park this afternoon, 5:30, will be Up Your Like Our Tigers up against Wollongong Wolves. That one brought to you today by Tony Tenus. If you're listening, big fella, I hope you stay out of the rain over there at Lambert Park. I'm sure you have a great game to call. Johnny Collegia's boys up against Luke Wilkshire's men from the south. As we see play here resumes through a Matsim ball forward. Prendergast comes for it. Gets a touch to it, concedes the corner to Sydney United. He's, of course, a little ginger to get up. After that altercation there, but he gets up and treks back into his position. Matt Sim for Sydney United. See if there's any variation on their corners. They have gone short today, predominantly. This time he goes to the centre of the 18-yard box. There's an infringement there, so it'll be a free kick to Blacktown City. Grant Lynch now goes forward looking for Joey Gibbs. Can he flick it on? He tries to. Roger Janis gets his head in the way, but it still falls nicely for Jennings. Confronted by two. He settles it down now with Devontae Clute. Good pressure there by Sam Perry. Working hard to maintain it, but he's ultimately given out to Rougeau. And it's Gonzalez there fighting with Gonzalez, but of the Christian namesake. And it'll be a free kick to Sydney United. Of course, today, a couple of notable ins for Sydney United, especially on the bench. Got their captain, has been their captain for many years now, Nick Stavroulakis, is on the bench after playing a full 90 minutes last week. And we will see at some point Josh McDonald. As we go back to play here through, Jordan Roberts cuts it inside. Not square enough, needed to cut it back to Tariq May, who was free. As we were saying, Josh McDonald, of course, coming back from the Central Coast Mariners. His contract's up there. Last year was down at Wollongong, so he's going to be a fantastic acquisition for Mira Vlastelica this season. And look for him to figure predominantly in the second half coming up for the visitors. Picardis goes forward first time, looking for Antelmi. Arujo working hard though. Cries of handball, play on, says the referee, through Jordan Roberts
Deborah
now.
Jacobs, please make your way up to the press box. Deborah Jacobs.
And Daniel Arujo concedes the foul just outside the 18-yard box, so a great position for Sydney United. And certainly having some of their defenders bomb forward now into the 18-yard box. We know how deadly Matt Sim can be with that left foot. May well fancy himself from there against Tristan Prendergast. Referee Danaskos just turning the place to settle down. It's Matt Sim for Sydney United. And he goes looking for the far post. Just no runners there in the end for Sydney United. Easily taken by Prendergast. Well, again, another set piece amounts to nothing for Sydney United 58 FC. I'm sure that will be something that Miro Vlastelica, the coach, well, the visitors will be picking up at half-time. Great opportunities from the set pieces to put some pressure on Blacktown City, and they haven't done so thus far. Arujo goes square to Spirakis. Cut out nicely there by the other, Yanni Inperkatis. Lynch goes back inside to Arujo, first time to his captain in Lewis. And Spirakis now. Bandiera taken nicely there by Roberts and looks to break through Antelmi. Isolated on his own though, looking for support. He needs to go back and he does through Mayer. Has Robert to his right. Jordan Roberts against Bandiera there. Been an intriguing clash today, a couple of young guns. Up against one another. Markovic finds Gonzalez. First time pass into Perry. Not a lot of movement there, so back they go. Switch of play this time. Running Fragijanis. Gibbs putting pressure on him there, so he has to go back to his keeper in Manos. He goes long. Quite an ambitious ball, but it does fall nicely in the end to Sydney United through Mayer and Roberts now. United with the throw. And Telmi has Lynch in his back, so has to go back to the way he's facing. Nice switch of play there, finding Gonzalez. Long ball in though. Easily taken by Prendergast. Putting pressure there. Was the throw on much, but he does well. Still City. Joey Gibbs now. Ball forward by Markovic. Looking for Sim. Chests it down. It's Picardis now. Switch of play, finding Mayer. He lets it go first time. Roberts Maya still on the run. Great tracking back there by Leroy Jennings and turning defence into attack. Leroy Jennings there. Now it's Devontae Clute, first time. A great turn, but some good pressure in the middle of the park by Picardis for United. He didn't have a lot of time. Did Devontae Clute there. So good pressure, winning the ball back for United. As the clock ticks over, 42 minutes played here at Lily-Holmes Stadium. Still Blacktown City 0, Sydney United 58 FC 0. Ball forward by Perry. Trying to thread the needle for Antelmi. Easily cut out by City. And it's Jackson Bandiera now on the left. It's Jennings short. Decides against going short, so they're happy to play around with it once again with their defence, but a bit more of a higher press from Sydney United this time. And that press winning out in the end. The ball in behind. Clute just not finding his target today, his range that we saw last week against Mount Druitt Town Rangers. Of course, the ex-Brisbane Roar, Newcastle Jets, A-League player. We know how good he is. Aruja has Lewis on the run. Well, certainly notable in these last few minutes. Approaching half-time, United are pressing a lot higher than they were earlier on. They probably see their opportunity approaching half-time. Ball in behind, looking for Much. A great run in by Much. Well, not the greatest of clearances by Thomas Manos, but nevertheless enough to snuff out that play. Does concede the corner, though. As we see Jackson Bandiera trekking across. Has Clute short if he needs him. Just suspect that it's more a ploy to drain out some defenders. No, it's not, says Bandiera. Goes short post. Still not cleared to safety, but it is now through Maya. He looks to use his speed. Maya has Ruckus in front of him. Still Tarek Maya. And it'll be the first yellow card of the afternoon to Daniel Arujo on that tackle there. Great play by Tarek Maya to maintain possession and also win the free kick for the visitors. As we enter the final seconds of this first half here at Seven Hills. So we wait for the fourth official to tell us how long they'll be. And it won't be too much of time added on, that's for sure. May well be just a minute. As we see the one go up, so there'll be a minimum of 1 minute of time added on. Can we see a injury time equaliser here lead here in the first half? Maya now looks to play the 1-2 there with Antelmi, but it's Blacktown City now through Spirakis. William Much on the right has a bit of space in front of him. Devontae Clute, but that space is closed down quickly. As it's Antelmi now for Sydney United. Matty Sim trying to tuck in behind. Still Patrick Antelmi. Lynch in front of him. Antelmi goes to get it across for Sim, but cut out nicely and read well there by the keeper in Prendergast. And that's all she wrote in that first half here at Seven Hills. Game that came to life late on, devoid of real opportunities in that first half. Both sides will go to the sheds with a little to work on in the second half. But boy, that they haven't conceded. A scoreless first half here at Seven Hills at Lily-Holmes Stadium. We'll be back for the start of the second half shortly. It's Blacktown City FC 0, Sydney United 58 FC 0. this venue over at Cromer Park, half an hour in, and it's Manly United 1, Sydney FC 1. So 1-1 over there at the moment through 30 minutes. As we see the second half about to get underway here at Lily Holmes Stadium. Blacktown City this time running towards the Lily Holmes Function Centre end, while Sydney United running towards the scoreboard end. And it's Lynch now. Sparakis goes to Much. Good pressure there by Antelmi. The touch goes the ball there through the captain in Markovic. A little dink over the top there by Clute. Straight to Manos. Whether you're watching the game on the NPL New South Wales Facebook page or Football New South Wales YouTube channels, make sure you tell your friends, tag them in all games live stream this year. Of course, there's the 5:30 game at Lambert Park today between Apia Leichhardt Tigers and Wollongong Wolves. Tony Tunus will be a caller out there, so nice way to start your Sunday evening, watching the NPL New South Wales competition. As we see Mayo there taken down, and be a resultant free kick to Sydney United taken quickly by Sim. It's Picardis now. Pressure there by Clute on Markovic, so he goes back to Manos. Both sides opening this second half a lot higher with their lines than what they did in the first. So expect this to open up in the second half as Matt Sim switches play now, finding Christian Gonzalez. Inside for Antelmi. Patrick Antelmi looks to turn Lynch, but he does well. And it's City now through Arujo. Dinks it in behind for Clute. Looks to flick it on. And it's Joey Gibbs now. Has Leroy Jennings steaming through. Can he thread the needle? No, he's not. He's held up nicely by Picardis. It's still Blacktown City. Cleared to safety by Markovic. And it's Sim now. Finds Gonzalez. Manos looks to switch the play. Does nicely. Finding Roberts. Tomalik now. Tries to play Sam Perry in. But Much puts it over for a United throw. Perry now down the corridor looking for Sim and finds him. Cries of Blacktown City ball, but throw taken by United. Joey Gibbs flicks it on, looking for Clute. Cut out nicely there, though, by Tomalik. And there's that man, Tomalik. There's Fajajanis. Route 1 ball, looking for Antelmi. Cut out by Lynch. Rizzo looking to get the ball down now under pressure by Tomalik and Maya. Just a little too much on the tackle by Anthony Tomalik. Grant Lynch now. Joey Gibbs comes forward for the run. Jackson Bandiera now for Blacktown City goes infield, finding Gibbs. Joey Gibbs switches play. On his left is Manny Gonzalez, but his shot is deflected. And falls nicely for Sam Perry for United. Sends it long. Asks a little too much of Matty Sim, but Sim continues on with his pressure. That Prendergast ball goes as far as Picardis. United now, switch of play. Gets Roberts on his bike, does well to keep it in play. Lynch headed down. Gonzalez put some pressure there, but it's still United. Jordan Roberts swings it in. And Bandiera concedes the corner to United. Let's see what they do with his set piece. Had a couple earlier in that first half where they didn't amount to a great deal. All the runners deep though, so look for Matt Sim to send it long. Ball in, centre of the box. Matty Sim looking for Markovic, headed away by Jennings. Perry forward now. Has Jennings steaming down the field. Gonzalez gets it back to his keeper. Under pressure though. Only as far as Lynch. And Fragile Jonas now. Gibbs desperate there. The pass not to find Matty Sim, but concedes the throw. Sim under pressure by Bandiera, so has to go to his captain in Markovic, who switches play for Gonzalez. Perry a little tight down that far flank, but it's still United ball. Through Sam Perry now. Switches a play. Roberts all alone. Has Jennings coming across. Still Jordan Roberts goes inside to Sim. Play somewhat breaking down, so little cute pass over the top. Matty Sim on the volley, half volley, Matty Sim, but the linesman flags offside. A good run nonetheless there by Matt Sim. Well, you just sense if there is a goal in this one to break the deadlock today, it will be something special. Maybe those tight areas is where it unfolds. Bandiera now. First time for Jennings. Has Fragijanis in front of him. Does well though, the central defender. And Jennings watches it go over for a United goal kick. And Sim nicks it off. Spirakis there. Still Matt Sim. There's a mix up there. Matty Sim almost tucks it over the top there of Tristan Prendergast. Ever alert is the custodian. Flick on by Gibbs. Again by Jennings. Very tight in the centre of the park there by United though. Gibbs now. Has Bandiera. Some much more pressure from United now. Making Blacktown earn their stripes, playing out. Rouge gets caught there in possession. And it's the 11 in Yanni Perkatis. And that'll be a yellow card there to the number 5 in Grant Lynch. Of course, that being the second yellow of the contest. The other going to Daniel Arujo. But a wonderful opportunity now for Sydney United on the edge of the D. As referee Danaskos tries to get the ball back. The obligatory 10 yards. Still looks like he's a few yards away from success. Certainly a short 10 yards this one. Crowd certainly letting him know that Doesn't look like 10, but he'll measure it out now for good exercise. He's probably about 4 yards too short there. So we see over the ball Gonzalez and Matty Sim, predominantly left footers, the two of them. Will be Matty Sim though that will strike it. Been caught out before, but I know he loves these set piece shots. Matt Sim for Sydney United. Tries to duck it over the wall. He does so. What a goal! Matthew Sim, if you don't mind. Well, that's why they wanted the 10 yards back. And Matthew Sim, not for the first time in his career, with a wonder goal for Sydney United. Gives the visitors the lead. And it's Sydney United 58-1. Who'll play from in front here today at Seven Hills. Blacktown City 0. Well, it all started there when Blacktown lost possession. Only Picardis nicked it away, and there was the foul there by Grant Lynch to pull him down. It was a great opportunity, but nonetheless, up stepped the number 18, Matty Sim. And what a superbly taken free kick it was. Into the roof of the net. Prendergast, no chance. 1-0 United. Sim goes inside now, finding Mayer. Tomalik. Switch of play from Picardis. Only as far as Bandiera, but lucky for him, there is a handball. So United back in possession with the free kick. It certainly was a game that we needed a goal to liven things up. And boy, did we get it. Perry goes short now to Gonzalez. Maya. Gonzalez. Perry over the top, looking for Sim, a little too much on it. Headed away by Spirakis, and Blacktown look to break now. Ball forward for Gibbs. Clute. Has Manny Gonzalez on the right. Tracked across by the opposing number 11 in Picardis, and concedes the foul. Well, the Sydney United fans that have ventured across to Seven Hills today are in fine voice after that Matty Sim goal. And with a little over 32 minutes to go, plus change here at Seven Hills, final half hour will be a compelling one. As Jennings now has Roberts in his pocket, so goes to Bandiera. Back to Jennings. Clute looks for the first time pass, finds Bandiera. Into the mixer it goes. Cleared away by Fragijanis. And United now through Antelmi. Mayer now goes into the centre, finding Sim. Not the greatest of first touches, but still Matty Sim. And he loads it over to the left, finding Gonzalez. Matt Sim now. Matt Sim, will he try it? No, he won't. Tries to dink it over the top for Patrick Antelmi. Just a little on it. A little too much there from Matty Sim. Prendergast looks for Bandiera. Heads forward by Bandiera. The flick on by Gibbs. Offside, says the official.
Substitution for Blacktown City. Coming off number 11, Emmanuel Gonzalez, to be replaced by number 10, James Demetriou.
So we just see a substitution here. Manny Gonzalez coming off for James Demetriou. Also at Cromer Park. It's still half-time, approaching half-time. It's still Manly 1, Sydney FC 1. So we'll keep you abreast of all the scores that we can today. Of course, that's the other game in progress at the moment, as Gibbs now has Demetriou Looking for the ball inside for Jennings near post. Overcooked by William Much. Easy there for Manos. As we wait for the other ball to get off the field. And Much gets play back underway here at Seven Hills. Into the 61st minute now. It's Sydney United 58, FC 1, leading Blacktown City 0. Courtesy of that Matty Sim free kick. One you'll see many times over this week. As the ball over the top. Looking for Anthony Tomalik. Daniel Larougeau fighting well there though. Winning back possession and ultimately the free kick for Blacktown City. And Lynch now. Mr. Bandiero, first time ball inside, looking for Larougeau, a little overcooked. Finds its way to Fragile Janis, and United look to break now. Threaded in behind for Patrick Antelmi. Patrick Antelmi goes to the roof of the net, and no, he just misses. Well, he only had eyes on the goal there, Patrick Antelmi. And who could blame him? Just rose a little too much in the end. And what a sigh of relief it was for Tristan Prendergast as he watched it go over.
Substitution for Sydney United. Coming off, number 15, Tariq Meyer, to be replaced by number 19, Josh McDonald.
So going off, we see the first substitution of the afternoon for Sydney United. Be Tariq Meyer going off. And Josh McDonald for his first minutes in Sydney United colours. Of course, coming from his stint in the A-League this year with the Central Coast Mariners and formerly of the Wollongong Wolves. So a like-for-like change there by the coach in Miro Vlastelica. Clute now on the ball. Looks to measure his pass in. Goes to the centre of the box. Flicked on. Just a little too much work there on, or expected of Leroy Jennings. Much better though from Blacktown City. There's Jennings now for Blacktown City. Rougeau has Adam Berry now. Ball in, looking far post for Joey Gibbs. A little on it. A little too much there.
Blacktown City would like to thank its sponsors, Lily Homes.
And also that other substitution for Blacktown City there. Adam Berry coming off for Jackson Bandiera.
Marble Ceramic and Newcastle Sheet Metal.
So a lot more attack minded in this final 26 minutes by Coach Crittenden. Of course, chasing a result now. Prendergast goes long. Spirakis with the header. Follow-up header. Sim now looks to thread the ball inside for Antelmi. Goes far. Shot there by Picardis. Little off target. Good movement though by United. Of course, Adam Berry coming back to where it all started for him, a Blacktown City youth. Played a couple of seasons with the Leeds United youth team over in England before coming back and playing with the Central Coast Mariners, and prior to that, the Mariners Academy. So back to home for Adam Berry this season at Blacktown. Play on. Clute. Foul on Devontae Clute there by Tomlik. Rougeau looks to go quick and finds Spirakis. Lynch. Second foul in consecutive plays there by Anthony Tomlik. He'll have to watch himself, or he may well find himself in the yellow card book today. Jennings. Strong challenge there by Jordan Roberts. Still a Blacktown City ball though. Taken by their skipper, the throw in Lewis. Berry. Lewis trying to find Berry again, but Roberts ever alert. Prendergast. Plenty of space out there now. Ball in behind. City now. Can they square it up? They do so. Great save by Manos. Cleared away to safety by Picardis. We've certainly looked a handful, James Demetriou, since coming on down that right-hand side. Much. Wins the throw. Gibbs now for City. Gets the ball back to William Much. Can he get his timely pass in? He does, but cut out nicely by Frederick Jonas. Concedes the corner. Now with Spirakis, who takes the corner for City. In it swings. Looks to go far. Looking for Gibbs there. Tapped on by Manos. Manos with a second clearance. Gets it way out of danger. And into the far corner, so a good result there. Defensively from Sydney United. They'll look to pressure here and lock Blacktown City into the corner. Certainly got their tails in the wind at the moment. City, though, looking lively with a couple of substitutions in Demetriou and Berry coming on, giving them a little bit more impetus in this final part of the game. Ball wrestled off. And tell me there. Manos now on his left. Looks to go long, but easy for Lynch. Nods it down. Finds Berry. I want to watch they don't play a little cute there, Blacktown. Prendergast to Lynch. Has McDonald in front of him. Good pressure there. Lewis beats Roberts. Centre of the park now. Clute over the top. Looking for William Much. Cut out nicely there by Gonzalez for Sydney United, but it's still City now with Much on the ball. Referee stops play. just wait for the United player to get some attention. It looks like it's Yanni Picardis. Of course, you can't miss him with that protector on his right hand. Been given the okay from the physio, so he'll resume shortly back on the field. As we wait for a break in the play. It's allowed back on again, so United only momentarily down to 10, but back to full complement. Approaching the 71-minute mark here at Seven Hills. It's Sydney United 58-1. Matty Sim the scorer, leading Blacktown City 0. See another substitution. This time it'll be Anthony Tomalik coming off. No. And young Nicholas Stavroulakis coming on for United. So a like-for-like change there from Miro Vlastelica. We'll see a great final 28 or so minutes from the diminutive number 14 for United. Lynch now looks up, not a lot on, tries to get it to Gibbs, intercepted nicely by Josh McDonald though. Still pressure there from McDonald, so Berry has to play it back to his keeper. Ball over the top, looking for Jennings, finds him nicely. Has Roberts in front of him, Sim across to help. Jennings on his right, looks to have a go. Cleared away by United. As far as Josh McDonald now, isolated there with Arugio, so not a lot other than just trying to push it down the line. As the referee goes across to Matty Sim, who's just down injured at the moment for United.
Blacktown City would like to thank its sponsors: Lily Homes, LBF Concrete, Millar's Doors and Timber, Astro Electrical Services, Tolson Plumbing, Boral, Marble Ceramic, and Newcastle Sheet Metal.
Just updating you on the scores at Cromer Park. It is half-time. Manly United 1, Sydney FC 1. So you'll be able to catch the majority of that second half if you choose at the at the end of this game. Time added on. You probably have about 20 minutes left in this game. 16 and a half plus time added on. Of course, at 5:30, all the action from Lambert Park. Harpy Leichhardt Tigers up against Wollongong Wolves, the resurgent Wolves, looking to go back-to-back against one of the heavy hitters and perennial front runner over the last few years in the NPL New South Wales Men's 1 competition in Harpy Leichhardt Tigers. Welcome back some players today through suspension in Chris Payne and Davey DePuzzo. Of course, Adrian Uccino, so they will be at full strength. Great way to start the Sunday evening. Of course, next week, Blacktown City are away next Sunday to Sydney Olympic at 3 p.m. While Sydney United 58 entertain Wollongong Wolves at Adenza Park, also on Sunday at 4 p.m. So, as we always say, if you can't get out to the games, make sure you catch the live streams through the NPL New South Wales Facebook page and Football New South Wales YouTube channels. As that pass there by Grant Lynch, a little overcooked. Certainly not happy with himself as we see another substitution.
Substitution for Sydney United. Coming off the pitch, number 8, Matthew Sim. Coming on, number 4, Adrian Vlastelica.
So Matty Sim will succumb to that injury, so it's Adrian Lestelitzer coming on. So a little bit of a reshuffle there for United. See what Adrian has in his feet. He did play in the under-20s today, his first game back from injury. Played a full game, so I'm sure he'll be rejuvenated for this final 15 minutes or so. And tell me now for United. Tries to get it a little too cute there to Gonzalez. Cut out nicely by City. It's Dimitri now. Foul on him by Vlastelica. His first involvement. And another substitution for Blacktown City.
Number 5, Grant Lynch, and coming on, number 15, Mason Versey.
This time Grant Lynch coming off and Mason Versey coming on. So defender for an attacker. Crittenden, of course, will want to attack as much as he can in these final 14 minutes. Trailing United by a goal to nil. Dimitri now. Clute. Jennings. Back to Clute. And nicely played there on the far side by Adrian Vlastelica, winning the throw for United. Gonzalez with the throw. You want to hurry up or he'll find himself in the book. Josh McDonald fighting tough there. Wins the throw. Just inside United's attacking half. Gonzalez goes long looking for Antelmi, but headed back by much to his keeper. Rolls it straight to Matty Lewis as Blacktown look to play out and into this United half. Spirakis finding much. Gonzalez comes across. Good defending there from Vlastelica. Turns it over. It's Christian Gonzalez now for Sydney United. Has Antelmi in front of him. Foul conceded by William Much. Another set-piece opportunity for United. They won't be in any hurry, though. Certainly happy to chew the clock down. Gonzalez, though, does take it quick. It's Gonzalez now on his right. Perry looks to find McDonald. Can he get inside? He does so! Almost so close there for United. Blacktown City concede the corner kick. A good sustained run there to the near post by Christian Gonzalez. Almost brought about United's second of the afternoon. Perry looks to swing this one into the mixer. Ball into the box. Looking for Fragijanis. Foul conceded by the central defender. Prendergast looking to get the resumption of play underway as we're now into the 80th minute of this contest. Still Sydney United 58-1. Blacktown City 0. Lewis now finds Versey. Has Robert defending him. Goes inside for the 1-2. Does nicely. Still Mason Versey now. Finding Kloop. Beautiful ball over the top to Leroy Jennings. Has Vlastelica tracking. Now back to Devontae Kloop. Stavroulakis in front of him. Tries to his luck. Hits it to the crossbar. Still not out of danger. Inside for Versey now. He tries to flick it on for Jennings. And somewhere, somehow, United survive. Still not out of danger now. Much gets it in Looking far post for Gibbs. Just doesn't have the direction there, and it's United through Perry now. Has Antelmi over the top. Cut out nicely, though, by Spirakis. And Rouge finds Much. And it'll be another wave of Blacktown City attack now. Through Much. Gibbs. Gonzalez concedes the corner kick, though. Joey Gibbs urging on his troops here at Seven Hills. Trying to salvage something out of this contest. And remain unbeaten in 2019. Spirakis with the corner. Looking for Gibbs. Falls down to Versio, though. No one anywhere near him. Roberts comes across. Richard Jonas into touch, but it'll be another Blacktown throw. Versio has Nick Stavroulakis in front of him. Goes inside for Dimitriou. James Dimitriou still for City. Spirakis to Adam Berry. Switch to play Much down the line, finding Jennings. Well, an ambitious cross there by Leroy Jennings. Adrian Vlastelica there at left back did a great job cutting down the angle. There's really no opportunity for him to swing that in. As we're approaching the 82 minutes mark here at Lily-Holmes Stadium. Blacktown City nil, trailing Sydney United 58-1. Courtesy of a superbly taken free kick from Matt Sim. Roberts plays it now. Looking to get the 1-2 with McDonald. It's Josh McDonald now. Rougeau going across to help his captain Lewis out in defence. Still McDonald. In the end concedes the goal kick to City. Spirakis goes long looking for Gibbs. A little too much on it. Cut out easily there by Markovic. Follow-up header from Picardis. Foul there in the centre of the field, but the referee points the other way after some remonstration there from the Blacktown City players. Play on is the advice from City. Now through Versio. Has Gibbs inside. Good touch there by Kojo Janis. Sam Perry kicks the ball away and receives his yellow card for the afternoon. A little time wasting going on, but no doubt this will all be added onto the timepiece off referee Danaskos. Versio cuts inside of McDonald, goes again. Still Mason Versio for City. Just to go it alone. Cut out nicely by Roberts. Only half the ball went out there, so it's a throw in to City. Berry now. Goes quick. Deflective header there by Picardo straight to his keeper in Manos. And he'll look to get the ball deep into City territory now. Ball over the top by McDonald looking for Antelmi. Patrick Antelmi just didn't get the bounce that he wanted there, but he's still fighting for it. Antelmi now. Eventually loses out to Rougeau. Referee says play on. No advantage play there. As it hit referee Tim Danaskos, so go back to the original free kick. Spirakis. Berry. Long ball looking for Versey over the top and does well. Mason Versey, one-on-one with Roberts, cuts inside. Just didn't have the final delivery. Straight to the keeper in Manos. Certainly been a handful, Mason Versey, since he's come on this left-hand side for Jordan Roberts. Referee says leave it alone, or Josh McDonald will also find himself in the book. Arujo goes back to go with a switch of play, but cut down nicely on the right-hand side, so no option but to go back to his keeper. "86 minutes gone here at Lily Holmes Stadium. Still Sydney United 58-1, gripping onto their lead over Blacktown City 0. Certainly need to see some urgency from Mark Crittenden's men in these final few moments if they are to snare something out of this game. Spirakis, long ball again for Versey. Nice run over the top. Just runs away from him in the end, though. Jordan Roberts in no hurry there to take it. Goes down the line for McDonald. Wrestled off the ball by Rougeau. Free kick United. Sergio Jonas sends it long for Gonzalez. Gonzalez now. The deflection there. Kept in by Prendergast. The linesman says it is a goal kick, though. Takes it quickly. Finding Spirakis. United happy for them to play in their own defensive third. Trojagenis off for the header, misses both of them. Finds Versey. Mason Versey now towards the 18-yard box. Mason Versey. Great tackle there from the captain in Peter Markovic for Sydney United, and away are United through Josh McDonald. Has Christian Gonzalez near to him. Look to play into the corner. No, he doesn't. Goes long. Looking for Perry. Dimitru now. Much cut out nicely by Vlastelica. Throwing to City on the halfway line. Ball over the top. Straight to Manos. I'm hearing on the two-way from the fourth official there may be something upwards of 5 minutes of time added on here at Lily Holmes Stadium. So we'll confirm that in a few moments' time. Lewis now throws it to his keeper, Prendergast. So the clock strikes 89 minutes here at Lily Holmes. Lewis has a wall in front of him. Somehow gets it through to Gibbs. Handball by Perry. Free kick taken quickly by Berry. Clute. Much back to Clute. Over the top, beautiful ball, finding Much. Referee signals a handball there by Peter Markovic. So it'll be a yellow card for the skipper. Lucky for United, though, it was just outside the 18-yard box. Just to the edge there, so Dangerous position for United to defend. Mason Versey.
The fourth official has indicated that there will be a minimum of
Well, there'll be 3 minutes here at Lily Holmes Stadium, so 3 minutes of additional time. So 3 minutes for Sydney United to hold on, and also Blacktown City to pull something out of the fire. Versey for City. Whips it in. Mason Versey fisted away by Manos. Concedes the corner kick. Spirakis now on his bike. Whips it in. Looking for a header. Over the top. Somehow finds its way back to Spirakis. A second attempt for City. Through Demetriou has a shot. Again fisted away by Manos. Demetriou back into the mixer. Far post for Jennings. Does he get something on it? He does. But a deflection there. Concedes yet again another corner kick. They're doing well to hang on, Sydney United, but can they hang on for much longer? Will City run out of time? Spirakis for City with the corner kick. Whips it in. All numbers in there for City. Cleared away. Unconventionally, though. It's Versey now. And then Telmy just corrals it down the line. Rougeau takes it quickly. You just suspect that it'll be Clute who bombs on here. Handball in the centre of the park. So United should be able to run the clock down now and claim their first victory of the season, of course, last week. A stalemate at home against Rockdale City Suns. That'll be a great opportunity for them if they take this win to start the season with 1 win and 1 draw, unbeaten after 2. And, of course, take that unbeaten tag next week into that contest against Wolves if they are to hang on. Roberts now looks to play in behind to McDonald, but intercepted by Versey. Goes route 1 to Gibbs. Lastalitza wants to go back down. McDonald now has a Rougeau on his tail. Still in play. Josh McDonald for Sydney United 58. Into the corner he goes. Trying to just waste time, and that he does. Precious seconds. Milked up there. Prendergast with a goal kick. He'll look the bomb on now. Not much left in this contest. Goes long to Gibbs. Lastalitza with a header. Much goes forward. United through Markovic. Clear away as far as Antelmi. Gonzalez now has Perry on the left. His pass lets him down, intercepted by Much. But in the out, it doesn't matter. And it's Sydney United 58 FC 1. Courtesy of that Matthew Sim won the strike in the second half, defeating Blacktown City 0. Of course, it was an entertaining contest in the second half, came to life, especially after that Matthew Sim strike to give United the advantage. Blacktown City threw troops at United deep into that second half. But in the end, it was the visitors who came away with all 3 points and remain unbeaten through the first 2 rounds of the NPL New South Wales Men's 1 competition this year. That's full time here at Lily Holmes Stadium. I'm Will Gotsis. Thank you for tuning in. Please catch the remainder of the Hakoah versus Sydney FC contest now, live streaming. And at 5:30, up your Leichhardt Tigers up against Wollongong Wolves. Tony Tanus calling that one for you out at Lambert Park. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great evening. We'll speak to you again throughout the week and see you next week. Thank you.